New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
New Thought Media Network presents A Grand Vision, a 30-minute exploration of the emergent vision of New Thought Media Network. Get ready to explore the Grand Vision.
And hello again, dear ones. Rev Robert with you here. It is, oh my gosh, the 21st already of August. Therefore, this is the Grand Vision. It's been a little while since I've been with you. I apologize and appreciate you for that. When I'm away traveling and off in the world, promoting New Thought Media Network and expanding the vision for what this is, I often skip these Mondays. So if you missed me last week, thank you for looking out and welcome back. All right. And oh my gosh, there is so much going on when it comes to this mighty, mighty vision for New Thought Media Network. So please feel free to join the conversation as we go. Now, each week when I do this program, I like to start by sharing what came through in the morning visioning process and what came through this morning in our visioning program to help kind of guide the situation. Or the conversation. So here's what I had today. For me, a virtual community that celebrates our creative nature and our spiritual truth. A space where we gather to connect and grow and create, free from the constrictions and restrictions of a physical gathering space. We live and love and connect virtually with great fun, a grand vision of our expansive, we live and love and connect virtually with great fun and a grand vision of the expansion, evolution, and emergence. Pretty wild stuff, huh? I think so. I don't like that camera angle, so we're going to change it a little. There, how's that? Okay, better. For Fiona, what came through, harmonious communities creating sacred connections as an interlinking global network. Wow, that happened last week. I'll tell you more in a minute. Linda, touching lives around the world, saw hands in the flow of the one, so much more power than most see. I think that happened last week at the Parliament as well. So let me tell you all what's going on. Spent a week with not just at the Parliament of the World's Religions, but spent a week hanging out and connecting and chatting and talking with leaders from around the New Thought movement, from various organizations and serving in different capacities and all these wonderful missions. And I'll tell you, we did a whole bunch of interviews. I got like 30 some odd interviews to edit. And what we're doing with all this, we recorded a lot, probably close to 100 gigs worth of video last week. And what we're doing with all this is we're boiling it down into a documentary that we intend to release by Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving of this year. So we've got a few months and we're going to boil all this footage down and we're going to bring that out to the world. So our people, our viewers, if you will, those New Thought followers can check out what happened at the Parliament, but also gain a greater, I hope, understanding for who makes up the Parliament, because the Parliament is us. New Thought Media Network, but New Thought Of the 8,000 people that took the time to click a button on their registration that said what religious affiliation they are, the amount of people that clicked the New Thought button was the second largest group at the parliament. Now, we know not everybody clicked the button. We know there's probably a lot of people that if they had clicked the button, we might not be the number 2 delegation to the parliament. But the point is, we had a lot of people there. New Thought in all its various forms, in all its various organizations. We had a lot of people there because we are, I believe, well, we're showing up as a world religion. We're showing up to a global conference as a religious entity, as a religious tradition, if you will. Now, I, for one, have often joked that the only thing to be religious about is your own form of spirituality. And I know that word religion turns a lot of people off, but I'm telling you, that word opened up a lot of conversations this past week. Not just in our organization, but in all the organizations. In all the various ways that the divine shows up in the world of religions and spirituality, pretty much all of it was represented in Chicago, and we managed to gain a deeper insight. And hey, some people got to know who we were a whole lot better as well. And that's important. And one of those people, which is really exciting because I didn't know this was part of the vision. I have never actually had this. It's never come up in my visioning to facilitate an interview with someone like Marianne Williamson. And yet that is what we did. Last week, I was able to sit down with her. We had a great interview. It's about 10, 15 minutes. I'm still working on the editing. I was working on it right up until we got on this program. And I hope to have that out to you tomorrow or the next day. And to share with you what she has to say about why the parliament is important and her run for president and how we as spiritual individuals and spiritual communities can help to bring a greater conversation to the political discourse, especially in North America. Now, we are a global religion, or a global organization, so that may not pertain to everybody that pays attention to what we're doing. But the fact that we landed that interview, the fact that we we made that happen, spoke volumes to our colleagues, speaks volumes to those that are watching what we're doing here on New Thought Media Network. So sometimes while we're out there, I don't want to say chasing the big vision, but while we're out there working to demonstrate a big vision, things show up that just make sense. I had no clue that Marianne Williamson would be at the parliament. It wasn't on my radar. This isn't something I've been thinking, oh, how great that would be if we could get an interview with Marianne. And I imagine somebody might have asked me that at some point, and I might have said, yeah, that'd be great. We'd be happy to do that. I wouldn't say no to that interview. And truthfully, we had to do a bit of work. We had to do a bit of a lot of texting and a lot of messaging and a lot of waiting. But all of that is par for the game. Because when it was said and done, we had a chance to connect and we had a chance to learn more about her. And we're going to share that with you because that's what New Thought Media Network is about. Positive music, media, and entertainment. Well, this isn't any one of those three, but I think this is really important because one of the other series of sessions that I sat in on was around sacred journalism. And, I pay attention to media in the New Thought realm. I didn't know there was Muslim TV. And I didn't know of some of these other, let's call them religious specific networks that are emerging. And that's what we are. We're New Thought specific media platform. And I got to talk to some of those guys, and I got to connect with other people in this field in a different vertical. And more than anything, one of the things I hear is there is a real need for authentic, ethical journalism, for reporting on what's happening in our world from a transparent expression of our belief system, but that is positive, that is looking towards the good, that is looking to be to present a more spiritual perspective on what's happening in the world, rather than just trying to make money off of it. Now, I will say there are people on these panels that are resigned to the fact that we're never going to break down a sociopathic economic model. But I have full hope. I have trust. I have a vision that collectively we can break down the sociopathic economic model around the media and how we share a positive message with the world. I believe it's possible. And I caught a vision of that last week at the Parliament. I'm not fully there yet on how to articulate it. I'm not fully there yet on how to demonstrate this, on how to manifest this, but I am confident that it can happen. So it gives me an even greater sense of resolve to keep moving forward, to keep enrolling people in what we're doing and inviting people to join us and volunteer for us and fund us, and open to allowing the channels of the divine to source, fuel, and fund this mighty ministry. I caught a vision this week of how we can play an even bigger role in sharing and proliferating the New Thought message around the globe. And yes, it involves so much of what we do. And yes, it involves things that we had no concept of, no idea of. No conscious effort on my, well, okay, not at first. There was nothing that said, I'm going to the Parliament so I can interview Marianne Williamson. I never had a vision of interviewing a presidential candidate. And we've done that now. Got there, we saw what was happening, we stated our desire, we used these principles. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I did this alone. I ran around to every New Thoughter I knew for a day and a half saying, we're getting an interview with Marianne Williamson. We want this. Please hold this in your prayers as well. Please know with us that this is a divine ideal, that this is going to happen. We had more New Thoughters praying on our behalf than I even know, I'm sure. And I'll tell you, once it was said and done and we were complete, everyone in that delegation of New Thought was able to celebrate. Was able to celebrate that she was there, that she had a role on that stage, that she was able to share her message, but also that she took time to share her message with an up-and-coming organization such as our own. Because, like I said, we had to wait around a while to talk with her. Part of that is because she was doing interviews with NPR. She was doing interviews with the local PBS. She was doing interviews with much larger media outlets than ourselves, and yet she made time for us as well. Very gracious interview. I'm really excited for you to see it. And I'm mostly done with the editing. And like I say, I hope to have it out tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest, so you can see what she had to say. And why I think it's important that we continue to expand the way this ministry operates, that we continue to expand the way this ministry reaches out into the world. Now, here's the good news. We did also receive some financial support for these efforts. Our primary sponsors, the Affiliated New Thought Network and the International New Thought Alliance, footed much of the bill for this experience, for this trip, for this experience, for us to go and create this documentary. And the side benefit is, well, we got to reaffirm and reconnect and demonstrate our ability to a whole bunch of leaders within the New Thought movement and some outside the New Thought movement. So here's the vision I hold. We are creating a virtual community. We're creating a community of love and peace and love and prosperity and empowerment. We're creating a community that is co-creating with the divine and with each other. And the day is coming where we all get to go to the parliament, where New Thought Media Network has a delegation as large as New Thought going to the parliament, going to other locations. See, what I know is we don't need to have a centralized building in order to demonstrate and grow this ministry. It is in the ethers, it is in the imagination, it is in the vision that we do it a bit differently. So we're going to come together on occasion at events such as this. One of the next opportunities is the affiliated New Thought Network, their retreat, which is happening in early October, October 2nd through the 6th, at Unity Village in Lee's Summit, Missouri, just outside of Kansas City. If you'd like to know more, get in touch with me. I've been attending this retreat a couple years now, and I'm telling you, it's amazing. And New Thought Media Network is going to be there in full force. So if you want to be in the physical, the experience of physical connection, of bumping into each other on the way to a workshop, or taking time to have coffee in between sessions, or just sitting next to each other in a keynote, we're going to keep doing this at different locations each and every year. Because it is important to be able to have that physical connection, to give that person a hug. And I tell you, I had a whole bunch of hugs this week that I haven't had in a long time. People I haven't seen physically since before the pandemic, and sometimes even longer. And we got to hug, and we got to connect, and we got to reaffirm that we are one community, that deeply we are one. And here at New Thought Media Network, we're going to take advantage of those opportunities to get together as community within the bigger movement that is New Thought. If you want to come hang out in October, let me know. Still got some room in the Airbnb. The retreat itself is not all that expensive. And I'm sure we can figure out how to help you with your travel if you need it. But ultimately, I fully believe we are at the center of something amazing, something the universe has never seen. Just like I had no idea I'd be sitting in an interview room with Barry Ann Williamson. I have no idea where this is really taking us, but I know it's taking us somewhere cool. I know there's something fun happening. Here's another example. Many of you have heard over the past month or so that I've been talking about we're going to have another house concert here in Arvada. Dear artist Jessie Powers is going to be here from the Midwest. She lives in Ohio, and I think it's Ohio. She lives back east somewhere, and she's going to be here in Colorado, and we're doing a house concert with her. However, in the midst of all of this, in the 3 days before I left for Chicago, what we were able to do is put together a slightly different lineup, and this is the first time we're going to do two artists for the price of one. Two artists on the same night. Check this out real quick. It's, I think, well, it's an expansion on the vision. Check this out.
I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. Here and now I can see I was made beautifully. I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love.
Wish we'd all stop acting like we're strangers if we could see underneath. We are one family, and it don't matter where you come from. Every heart beats to the rhythm of one love. One love, one love. Every heart beats to the rhythm of one love. Every heart beats to the rhythm of one. What if we could rise?
That's right. We're going to have Patricia Bahia and Jesse Powers here live at the New Thought Media Network home concert studio. Yeah, I think that's where better than calling it my living room, right? The New Thought Media Network house concert studio right here live in Arvada, Colorado. If you're anywhere near the Colorado area, please join us. This is going to be a really special, fun night of music. These are two amazing artists. They both write all their own stuff. And from what I understand, this is the first time they're going to have a chance to really work together. So it all worked out that Patricia's coming through town too. And everybody agreed it'd be a great idea. So 2 sets of music and some collaboration in between, all on the 30th of September, just a little over a month away. Share with your friends. Let us know you want to be here. We'd love to see you in person. This is one of those ways we can get together in the physical form, even when we can't be together every Sunday. And for those that are at a distance, well, of course, we're going to live stream it. So you get to see them live right here from Arvada. I love the way the vision unfolds. We are becoming a virtual community, free from the constraints of a physical building. I want to go back and read that again with you real quick. A virtual community that celebrates our creative nature and our spiritual truth. A space where we gather and connect and grow and create, free from the constraints and restrictions of a physical gathering space. We live and love and connect virtually with great fun and a grand vision of our expansion, evolution, and emergence. Plan now. Please plan to join us. As opportunities abound. And, if none of this speaks to you, heading to Kansas City for a week's not your idea of fun. If a house concert's not your idea of fun, that's okay. Let us know what is. We got all kinds of new shows coming your way. Have I told you about this one? This one's premiering on Friday of this week. Yep, Shay Davis premiering a new program on Friday afternoon, 12 noon Mountain Time. Wham! We are miracles. Plan to join us for that. See, we're just continuing to grow and grow, folks. A number of people that came up to me this past week and said, "Hey, we need to talk. I want to know more." Just keeps happening. Here's another one. Martha Creek coming in September. Wednesdays at 6 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock Mountain. Set Yourself Free. Martha Creek, sharing empowering teachings with the whole of humanity. Super excited for this program as well. And yeah, we get into classes. If you haven't heard about this one yet, let me introduce you to a 6-week journey of enlightenment. Visioning is a way of life. There's 3 different opportunities. These are all going to happen in October and November. It's a 6-week course. You can do Tuesday evening, 6 o'clock Mountain Time to 9 o'clock Mountain. Wednesday mornings, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain. Or Thursdays in the afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Mornings, afternoons, and evening. Take your choice. If you're interested, get in touch. info@ntmedia.org. Let me know you're interested in the visioning class. I would love to have you come be a part of this. This is going to be a really, really fun class. Teaching is in my blood, and visioning is expressing my soul. And when I get together and do both of them, it's not as often as I would like, but when I do, oh my gosh, golly gee, it is fun. All right, I'm about soon here to be running out of time, so I want to thank you for being with us. Thank you for checking into what we're doing here on the New Thought Media Network. You know, it is a grand vision. And when I'm in town, I'm here on Mondays afternoons, sharing a bit more about what that vision looks like and how we're making it happen. This past week was a big, big win for us, for all of us. New Thought Media Network, we're getting out there. More people know who we are than ever before. That's in part thanks to you as well. You know, if you'd like to make sure that this good work continues, please consider heading over to our website, ntmedia.org, and dropping a donation in the bucket. Just click on the donate button. If you make it a monthly donation, we'll include you in the next version of our thank you video. And if you're sitting here going, thank you video? What are you talking about, a thank you video? Well, this is what I'm talking about. Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors and donors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown Atlanta, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Spiritual Center Kitchener, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, and all of our individual donors and sponsors. Thank you for being a part of the New Thought Media Network. Please come be you. Yes. Thank you, dear ones, for all of your financial support and financial contributions. It goes a long, long way to making sure we keep this message rolling and getting this out to more and more places around the planet in more and more ways. Again, please consider heading over to ntmedia.org/donate or click on the donate button, make a monthly contribution, and we'll add you to the next version of our thank you video. I'm Rev Dr Robert Brzezinski. I got to get out of here for now, but I'm sure I'll be back again sometime soon, somewhere on this network. Until then, I wish you peace and richest blessings. Bye now.